Okay, this video will be about connecting the fan to the filter and the power supply. So fan or pump, filter, and power supply. We already adapted, we put this USB connector so that can be plugged into any USB power supply. Now, one thing to consider here is, do I want this plug to be on the inside or the outside of the hood? Advantage to it being on the inside of the hood is a little bit more protection for the cord, and also one less hole in the hood for contaminants to enter through. An advantage to having the cord go to the outside of the hood is it can give me some more options for how I'm going to mount this. Also, if I ran out of power, I could just plug this into any other battery pack. I'm going to go, right now I'm going to try the inside route. So the first thing I need to do is reattach this to the helmet. As I showed in another video where we cut the holes. And when I'm done with this, I'll probably use silicone caulk or duct tape. But for right now, I'm just using a rubber band. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to hold this in place so the hat and the hood are where they should be. I'm just going to use a rubber band for now. All right. Now, before I turn the fan on, I'm going to put the filter on to protect the moving blades on the inside of the fan. And also, especially if you're using a large plastic bag as a hood, you want to have the power on before you even put the hood over your head. I also recommend having an opening for the arms that you could also use to breathe through if there's any problem. So right now I have a steady stream of air coming through, and right now I'm on the 13th floor, so I'm some distance from the street, and this is right next to the camera, so you can tell that it's pretty quiet because the fan noise is not that much louder than the street. And I still haven't quite figured out how I want to mount this. one of the things that I'm trying to figure out here is how this hat is going to actually fit in the hood. I'm going to change this later, but right now, just so that I have a way of attaching this, I'm just going to tape the power supply onto the back edge of the hat. So because I'm working inside the hood, it's kind of tough to see what I'm doing. Again, I talked about how tape does a lot better when you're just pulling directly against it and not separate it. So if I want to make a mount for this, also the tape tends to stick fairly well to itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have a little bit, I'm going to wrap this around the cylinder, and I'm going to have the tape actually connecting directly to itself. And it looks like it's not going to have a very strong grip on this fabric, but maybe just enough to support its own weight for a little while. I'm actually going to a little bit extra there. This is very temporary. I'm still not done, so I want to figure out how exactly I'm going to mount the hat in the hood. And once I get the hat very well mounted in the hood, then I have a better idea of how to hook up the battery. But right now I want to at least be able to try this on. So I have enough where I can actually do that. It's probably actually, this hood has a layer of protective film on it. And you want to be sure when the purpose of this protective film is so that you have a clear view. So when you're removing the film, you want to be sure not to scratch the viewing surface or tear the stitching that connects it to the mask. Okay, so now I can try this on. Actually, before I do that, this tape is this is just going to come off. So since I have that headband there, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use the same system that I used for the fan to temporarily mount that. I'm going to do something similar to mount this. I'm going to put this on pause while I look for parts. Okay, so if I have two loops and I take one of the loops and fold it through itself like this, as long as these two ends of the loops don't pass through each other, this connection will be maintained. And I'm going to do that again with this edge of this this band around the cap. I'm going to pass one of the loops through it. So, and right now, as long as this end of the loop doesn't pass through here or here. This will be sturdy. And then this final band, I can just wrap it around here a couple times. And this is not perfectly sturdy. I don't think I would make this my final design unless I needed it to be done with this right this second. But at least this will be enough so that I can try this on. Alright, so let's see if I can reverse this video. Okay, so I have this unit set up. I need to work a little bit with the screen so it doesn't press against my face. When you are working with one of these hoods, if you do wear glasses, it's a good idea to have something to secure the glasses because you risk contamination if you put a hand inside the hood. But right now the fan isn't that loud, which is nice. It's definitely more comfortable than the previous design that I had with the backpack. I want to find a way of mounting this, making this a little more sturdy. But right now this is, at least at a minimal level, it's wearable. So I'll just figure out how to mount this a little bit better to the hat and how to mount this hood a little bit better so that this plastic window is away from my face. But this is pretty much the design. Be safe and save lives.